How's that for timing? Welcome on in, everybody. Soul Commodore back at you again. Uh, Welcome on in. Hello, Raiders. Hello, Gage. Let me just set you up with a little shout out here. Yo, Scritch, welcome on in. If I could type, that'd be great. There we go. Yes, thank you very much for the raid, Gage. How'd your stream go? What'd you work on? Welcome on in, everyone. I am Soul Commodore. If you don't know who I am an artist who sometimes moonlights as a gamer, who has a day job. And today we're working on some more art. We're doing some more sketching for this piece that we were working on last time. We're doing the second face, possibly even the third. I'm just trying to set up my little lamp here, so bear with me. But if any of you need to go, you need to lurk, you need to stretch, eat some food, grab some water, take a nap, please, by all means, feel free to. There we go. Perfect. I can't stay long, but you can lurk for a bit. Hey, no worries, no worries, no worries at all. We stand lurkers. Thank you very much for the lurk. I always feel like somebody's watching me. All right, what were you working on? Let's see. Ooh, okay. Let me set up. Let me set this up. Art chat. Hey, just have to move it over a bit. Look at those. Very nice. You'll hang with me for a little bit, at least before I have to go quiet. Hey, no worries, no worries. I appreciate it. Very nice, Gage. I like those. I like those a lot. Get you a devil that looks at you like this. Nice. Nice. It's a cool bag, too. Very cool. Very well done. I like that. I like that. Feel free to like well, I guess this is the link for your shop too. I had a heart attack, like, why did my price jump? Then I remembered you're in Canada. Right. Yes. That's why. That's why. The Canadian dollar isn't always great. But very cool. Very cool. Very cool. Well done. Very well done. All right. So, yeah, today we are working on these two figures here. Well, we're gonna work on one, and then if we have time permitting, we'll work on the other one. But for now, we're gonna do one. So I just have to decide which. Oh, of course. Also, I didn't say it out loud, but hello, Nat. Welcome on in. Hopefully, I hope you're having a good day. Hope you're having a good day. And of course, yes, Gage. Thank you very much for the raid. As always, you were too kind. So, I have to decide which one we want to work on today. I'm leaning toward the male figure, but you're procrastinating dinner. There. So yeah, I think we'll do the male figure for now. I say the male figure like I don't know who these people are, but I'm not gonna say their names. Those were Revi and Neo's requests. I'm doing a stream on Saturday. If you can make that and tell me what to do too. I'm also streaming on Saturday. That's fun. You were delightful to be around. I get right why the raids happen. Oh, well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Why does this look like it's not focused? Hold on. Focus yourself, fool. There we go. All right. But yeah, what time are you streaming on Saturday? Because I'm doing I still have to put that poll up in the Discord about what oh, speaking of, let me go grab that link. I still have to put the poll in the Discord whether we want to like just blitz a whole bunch of drawings or do like a start to finish painting, which might actually be like if I can get all three of these figures sketched, we might just work on getting all three faces painted on Saturday. But we'll see. Peter, why are you being slow? I mean, I know it's because I'm running a stream. Well, actually, you're not all that slow. I'm just slow. Starting at 1 until I'm too tired to keep going with a break for dinner. Fair, fair. Nice. Very cool. So 2 your time if I did math good? You did do math good. I'm just pinning a message here. Boom. There we go. Cool. All right. So Nat, what is for dinner? Do you think? What are you leaning towards? As we start sketching now. Pizza bagels? Nice, nice. That's a solid choice. There we go. Might as well get comfortable. We're gonna be here for a minute. Okay. I think that because this corner here actually crosses that corner, going to I was gonna cook, but I'm too tired, so Thai is happening instead. Nice. I like that. I feel like tonight for me is gonna be like a bowl of cereal type of night because I haven't eaten yet. And by the time I'm done stream, I'm also gonna be playing some Just Dance with my wife after stream. So I think I'm just gonna have a bowl of cereal, something quick and easy. Six of the way up. Cross like here. Okay. No me yesterday after my 3-hour nap. Fair. Hey, I mean, I'm one of those people though where like if I take a nap, like I'm napping for a while. Like I wish I could do like my dad. My dad can like take like a 20-minute nap and he's good to go. Instead, I nap like my mom napped, which was like she's gonna be out for a while. So I think I know where I went wrong here. Not so much wrong, I just need to move this over more. Yep. Collar comes up here. There, I think, yeah. weird side effect of my pacer. I don't think I can nap anymore. Ah, fair. Fair. That also makes sense. I mean, it's weird, but I can understand why. Okay. Now we're gonna on to this next part. Actually, that's more toward the middle. It's got to come down more before we start flaring out like that. Yeah, like there. It's not something I expected. They had to turn my threshold down overnight because I wasn't sleeping with it set to 60. My body was just positive I wanted to be awake. Interesting. Huh. Yeah, that's fascinating actually. The body's weird. It's a very weird thing. It's a biomechanical marvel. That is also very fragile. Don't mind me. I'm gonna see if I can. Really a way to do that. I don't know. Does that look blurry? Like does it look blurry to you guys? I hope it doesn't look too blurry. If it does, I'll have to fix it. But a little blurry, kind of like there's something on the actual camera. A bit blurry, but it's not a deal breaker. Well, it's a deal breaker to me. So I'm gonna fix that. Uh, but the technology is amazing too. You can set it for all kinds of different conditions and situations. I didn't know they all go through a tuning period to find the way it optimally supports without disrupting what is healthy. That is marvelous. Like that's that is absolutely incredible that they're able to do that. Bear with me. I'm just gonna find a cloth or something to like this real quick. Be right back. Gonna make some pizza bagels. Nice, nice, nice. On camera. Let's see if that fixed it. feel like what it's gonna take is actually moving the camera down some. Now I'm gonna slide down real quick. All right. And also let's get this cord out of the way. All right, hopefully that's a bit better. Because you guys are like real close to me now. It seems like it's better already. Yeah, I just don't think you guys were close enough to me. All right. Just get this situated. And then we'll get back to sketching. I don't know if any of you are familiar with it, but my wife right now is hooked on the Fourth Wing series of books, and she keeps talking to me about it, and I love it. I love it. I love hearing people talk about stuff that they're passionate about, and that they're absolutely like falling in love with. Like it's just I love it. You know, I have no idea what's going on. You know, outside of what she tells me, because I've not read the series myself. Um, but I love people getting excited for things and wanting to share them. You know, you've been told that you should read that one. Well, a bunch of people in our friend group, my wife included, would say that you should. It comes highly recommended. Okay. Some more kind of sketchy lines here for the shadows kind of going upwards. Cool. There. Get into finishing this collar. Now, how high does that go? It goes to the halfway point in the box, so we got to keep going. There we go. Okay. Hope you all have had a good Thursday so far. Been pretty low key for me. It wasn't a very busy day at work because I'm locked out of a bunch of systems. They they haven't updated them yet, so I can't. Oh, excuse me. I can't access a bunch of it, but so it makes for a pretty light day. I was able to finish writing a letter to one of my friends and her husband. Just general, like checking in and just chatting because I made it a goal this year to send people more letters because why not? Why can't I be the letter guy, at this point in my life? Especially because I've been like encountering like a bunch of like art media and all that where like people are like, well, they wrote this letter and all that. And it's like that, you know what? I like the sound of that. Writing their friends letters and all that kind of stuff. Talking about their current projects and what it is that they're feeling and doing and all that kind of stuff. I like that. Plus, like I like getting letters myself. So if I get some letters back, that's cool. I don't expect it because people get busy and their lives get busy. So I don't ever expect to get letters back. But if I do, it's nice. Roommate would love dinner a bit early, so I'm a go. Heem hungers. Well, thank you for the lurk and thank you for the raid again, Gage. Really do appreciate it. And of course, because you're lurking, I always feel like somebody's watching me. Thank you for the lurk. Thanks for coming in. And thank you again for the raid, sharing your wonderful community with us over here. And I hope dinner is delicious. You love a good handwritten letter? Yeah. Yeah, it's fun, you know? Just in case they end up watching the stream, I won't spoil too much of it, but I know I at one point started musing about I started musing about mortality and death, as you do. Because I mentioned that I was like up late last night, and I guess the night before, and I went for a walk at like 4 a.m. and there were a bunch of other people, and I was like, why can't I sleep? Other than me just being a general night owl. And I said that I think part of me is a little bit worried about this show and whether it's going to connect with people, right? As you do. I did the same thing with the quiet part out loud. I did worry about that, and then it was kind of reaffirmed that I was on the right track because a lot of people started sharing their grief journeys and their grief stories with me, which I really appreciated, because I mean the whole point of that show was that kind of dialogue is needed. It's so many of us don't get to have that with the people around us, where we actually get to say, hey, yeah, no, I'm struggling with this, but it has lately like had me thinking about mortality, and not that I'm certainly not planning on going anywhere. But the fact I told my friends in this letter, like, we're reaching the age now where death, obviously, like death is always a thing, right? But it's now kind of, we're transitioning into the age where it's an assurance rather than a myth, where it's a, instead of becoming, it's basically when if becomes when, right? Where it's like it's a matter of time now, and not even so much for ourselves, like not us like counting down ourselves or worrying about time is running up for us, but for those around us, like our loved ones are, especially those that are older, and how I think part of that, what I'm worrying about, and not even so much that it's a persistent worry or like constantly on my mind, but when I do think about it, it's like I feel like the work that I'm putting together for this show is my best work to date, and there's just some people that I don't know. You hope they are, but they may not be around to actually see it. You know, um, which is a very self-serving thought. You know, like, oh, you guys won't be around to see the best stuff I've ever done. You know, obviously there's more than just that to it, but um, it plays a part. You know, um, like I remember when my mom died. I hadn't heard this song yet, but the way that I was feeling then kind of reflected this line in um, Sufjan Stevens in his album Carrie and Lowell, which is about his mom's death. Um, has a song called Eugene, and the final verse, um, and this doesn't all apply to me, especially the drug abuse part of it, but the final verse is basically, "What's left is only bittersweet. Um, for the rest of my life, admitting my best is behind me. Um, Now I'm drunk and afraid, wishing the world would go away." This is the key one. "What's the point of singing songs if they'll never even hear you?" Right? Um, which I experienced some of that. Like after my mom died, even beyond just like grieving, it was like, well, I mean, my parents were the first people to see everything that I did. Before I showed anyone, before I put it online, before I even showed my siblings, my parents were the first people that I showed everything that I did to, you know, and now one of those parents is gone, right? And there wasn't a whole lot of motivation to create anything after that because it's like, well, you know, that element, part of that element is gone now. And kind of what's the point of it? And then as you can see, I kind of moved beyond that viewpoint, thankfully, you know. But it took a hot minute. It took a hot minute. Um, so, you know, it's sometimes like the things we do, like as much as they are for ourselves, like we also want to see like the people we love interact with it too. And sometimes those people just won't be around anymore. Um, and not even so much with not even talking strictly about death, but like, you know, just like you move away or they move away or you just grow apart, you know, and then it becomes like a, well, this is who I would share this with, but they are currently unavailable, you know. So just stuff that goes on in my mind every once and again. Okay, I think that's good for this whole area. The shading and stuff on the shirt, like I'll just do on the canvas. The mapping of it isn't all that important. But now we get to the now we get to the grease. Now we get to the sauce. Now we get to the business of actually doing the face. All right. And of course, we gotta put in the actual neckline, the borders of the neck, which is hard to see against this white background. You just kind of gotta guess where it is. Yeah, I've got a few other letters that I want to write and send out to some friends. Got to go on my first nice rainy walk. The night I was talking about where I wrote part of the letter. Um, it was a rainy night. It was really nice. because I love the rain. I love rainy weather. It's my favorite type of weather. And finally, it was warm enough to actually go out and have a nice walk in the rain. Because there have been like some rainy winter days, but it's been too damn cold out. Last like the I think it was the night before. Actually, it wasn't last night. It was the night before. It was nice out. It was warm enough that I didn't need gloves. Just an umbrella and a rain jacket. It was nice. I enjoy how your mind works. I'm all the time analyzing so much of the world around me and how I feel, and who I want to be as I walk through it. I wish more people consider things so deeply. Well, thank you. Yeah, I like that viewpoint too. Like I think introspection is important. I think introspection is actually at the base of some of the stuff that's going on in this show, because it's all about the self and how we're sometimes uncomfortable with who we are. And for that reason, I think some people aren't as introspective as they ought to be, because they're almost like worried about what it is that will be uncovered if they search themselves too deeply, right? Which I totally understand, but doesn't mean it's not worth doing. There we go. My wife and I were talking the other day about because she was reading her book, and she reads very very fast, and she's like, when you read, do you like can you like picture everything in your head? um and I was like, oh yeah, 100%. And she's the same way. um I know I have some family members like my sister, my dad, who have at the very least a mild degree of aphantasia where they can't do that. If you say like picture an apple, like they can't picture it in their mind, right? Whereas I can picture all sorts of apples in my mind, you know. Um, and that's fascinating to me that that's how their minds work. Um, I was gonna make a point, but I forget what it was. There was a reason I brought that up. Yeah, there was a reason I was bringing that up, but I do not remember what it was. Oh yes, no, like I'm constant. That's what I was saying. Uh, no, like my mind is constantly running with like images and pictures and sometimes even like songs and stuff. I wish it would. Sometimes and this is what I said to my wife. But sometimes I wish it would shut up for a minute. Aphantasia is so fascinating to me. My college roommate is that way. Never even realized until the last 2 years that people could lack visual imagination. Same, like it wasn't too long ago. Like it was the last couple of years that I learned that that was a thing. Um, I just figured everybody could like paint pictures in their head, you know. And then come to find out, no, it's not like a universal thing. Um, Same with like now I knew this was a thing, but I still can't quite wrap my head around it. Is face blindness, you know? That's wild to me. Um, like it's so fascinating that people can just like not recognize people if they change their hairstyle or their hair color or they like are wearing a cap. That it takes them a minute to like recognize people that they know very well. You know, because their brain just doesn't retain the face. That's crazy to me. I have that with names. I have like name blindness, but I think that's a more universal thing. Is people just not remembering acquaintances' names. But universal or not, that doesn't make me stop feeling like a piece of crap when I forget someone's name. Although, if I'm being honest, because I haven't met nearly as many new people as I did like in university. Like in university was hellish for me for that. Trying to remember all these fools' names. um, I haven't met that many people on a consistent basis since I've been out of school, so it's been a little easier. But and as a result, like I retain people's names a lot better, and also like I just pay more attention when they're giving their name, which definitely helps. Okay. You are yawning. I think I need a drink of water. So we're almost an hour in, and we're still working on this dude's ear. So I think we are just getting one face done today. But I will work on getting the other face done tomorrow so that on Saturday, when we do like the long stream, special long stream, we'll be able to paint all three faces. So I'll get like the other face sketched tomorrow at some point. Gotta go quiet for a bit, but I'll keep a passive eye open. Hey, no worries, no worries. Thank you for the lurk. I do appreciate it, Scritch. Hopefully you enjoy your quiet time. I always feel like somebody's watching me. Thank you for the lurk, Scritch. Always a pleasure to see it. And enjoy the rest of your evening. If in case you don't pop back into chat. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. But yeah, there's never any pressure for someone to like come back and chat, or to chat in the first place. If y'all don't feel like chatting, that is perfectly fine. Like I said, I've got a running commentary in my head all the time, so I'll just I'll talk to myself, which is perfect too, because like I'm a captive audience. I have to listen to what I say. Whether or not I subject other people to it. All right. I'm just kind of landmarking ahead of time. I don't need to, but just felt like it. Turned right about here. Marking out the subtle shifts of the head here. Edge. And then about halfway, just above halfway in this box, it splits off to the other ear. Yeah. Take care of right now, because why not? It basically just goes all the way down to the bottom of the box. Right there. Oh, I just realized you can't see what I'm doing. Sorry about that. That happens from time to time. I get caught up in what I'm doing and then I forget that y'all can't actually see it. Have y'all ever like fallen in love with a piece of media again that you already knew that you loved, but you kind of like either forgot or like you haven't interacted with it in a while, and then you come back and you're like, oh man, I forgot how much I love this thing. I'm currently experiencing that with the Criminal podcast. I downloaded a bunch of like older episodes, and it's kind of taking me right back to the time when I first started listening to the Criminal podcast. And it's been a fun trip. It's been a very fun trip. Re-listening to those old episodes and the metamorphosis into how like the show is now, which it's essentially the same, but there are subtle differences, right? Like hosts get more comfortable with what they're doing, the pacing gets better. You lose a lot of that early jank Like I look back at some of the in exporting all of the old streams that I had been doing, right, and putting them on YouTube. Um, it just some of those old streams were janky because I hadn't developed like a flow or a rhythm and wasn't used to like having to fill the time, you know, all that kind of stuff. Okay, let's turn this around just to make sure we have the shape of the head correct. I think we do. That looks right to me. Yeah. I think I might move the top of this ear up a bit. Because on this, the one over here is a bit higher than this one, but on this one looks like it's a bit higher than that one. Yeah, and then it's cool to like re-listen to something and find out like where the show like hit its stride, you know, or the piece of media that you're experiencing, whatever it may be, where it's like clear, like, oh yeah, now they've got their way of doing things now. They got it down. Basically. Yeah, I started my new job this week. That's other than like I said, other than the fact that I can't access anything right now. That's been going pretty well so far. So what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna map out the border of the beard. More or less. It's almost like dead center in the middle of this box. That doesn't happen very often. This has to be up higher because this here is about a third of the way actually up the box, which would be about here. eyeballing it, not actually measuring. Because who's got time to measure? I don't have time to measure. I have neither the time nor the inclination. House is about the same point on the other side. Very symmetrical. I was recently listening to an episode of Criminal, where there was a very interesting. Basically, someone was wrongly convicted of something and spent like a lot of years in prison, and then was exonerated because of a junk science. The junk science was basically used to incarcerate him and prove his guilt. Um, and the host of the show asked this gentleman like how it feels to be free, and he was quite blunt. Where he was like, "Well, I'll never be free. You know, that's a. I mean, I was incarcerated for like 30 plus years. You know, like I'm. It's always going to be with me." Then he ended it with till the day I drop, it'll be with me. You know, the time that he spent in prison. Um, and just that interesting concept of like, you know, like he won't actually be free. He might be physically free, but mentally, like he's still sometimes. He mentioned like he still sometimes worries that, you know I'm exonerated and I know I didn't do it. I knew I didn't do it from the get go. You know, 30 years ago, but sometimes I wonder, like, well, what if they got it wrong, you know, and they're going to take me back, you know. There's another episode of that show that gave me what I think is one of my favorite quotes. The host, Phoebe Judge, um, wrote that this person was talking about like uh, these basically like um, I mean, they were prisoners, but they were basically enslaved black men who died in the Cowie Tunnel, like digging out the Cowie Tunnel, um, and how their bodies are still down there. And the guy was like, I would like to disinter them from down there, you know, give them a proper burial and have like a nice actual like monument to them. And then the episode ended with Phoebe quoting this guy, this particular resident of that area, who said that the best monuments are conversations, you know, which that stuck with me. So that's a good line. I'm gonna have to incorporate that into something that I do someday. I don't know how or what, but I'm gonna have to. It's a it's a phrase that really resonates with me. So yeah, we're just mapping out still the this whole beard situation. I know the face doesn't look like much right now, but we're getting there. We're making good progress. Just have to trust the process a little bit and try not to bungle it like the Sixers have. Benny, you get that reference? A cookie for you, an imaginary cookie for you. I don't have actual cookies. I wish I did, but I do not. Dun, 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 dun. Right. That takes care of that. Don't want to take care of this now. Yeah, I might as well. Let's take care of the shadow coming down. Shadow on the neck, which is it's very faint. Like there's not a whole lot there. And I just realized once again that I'm drawing stuff that y'all can't see. Sorry about that. Okay. There's that. All just kind of the same shade there, but there is a bit of a darker area just underneath this stubble that's on the neck. So we'll just map that out. Doesn't look like much, but that looks like his neck. So, like the face doesn't look like much so far, just because there's not a whole lot of. We haven't really done any facial features per se yet, but that's coming right about now. I'll go up a little higher. It's really fun working on people's faces, especially when you know who they are and like what they look like. Because part of your mind is like, well, I hope I do them justice. And also part of them, like, you get to like study their face, and faces are fascinating. Just with how expressive they are. It's like the border of the upper lip. The top border, I mean. just like that, and then back up. So, and I like all these songs, but I really like this one. It's very dreamy. And in that way, like soothing. Dark over here, really. So that kind of takes care of the mustache. Here or so, I guess. All right, so there we go. We got the mouth pretty much done. I probably have to do a little bit of retooling, but that's okay. Excuse me. Take care of some of that retooling right now. This part of the lip just comes down a bit. All right. Now we move on to the nose. And this is where I try to do as much of the portrait upside down as I can. As I mentioned before, because now this face, instead of being a face that I recognize and someone that I know and have seen, now it's a bunch of abstract shapes, which makes actually working from it a lot easier. Because obviously, like, your brain knows that it's a face. And if you know the person, your brain knows that it knows the person, right? But right way around, I can make a whole bunch of guesses as to what things should look like, right? Because the brain is lazy. It likes to like make connections and like take shortcuts. This here, I can't take nearly as many shortcuts because I don't know what my friend looks like upside down, you know, on a consistent basis, you know. This is the first time I've seen him upside down, right? So your brain can't make those connections and be like, oh, well, we can fudge this and that. Like, no, it has to actually, you actually have to draw what you see and not what you think you see. To use the old adage that my high school art teacher would always use. Just midpoint here, right here. Here. I just stand to move this over just a bit, just a touch. That's better. Sometimes you're just a little bit off. You're just a hair off. Just a touch. Then you just got to correct, and then so I was just checking something on the internet there. Doing it upside down also like along the same lines, like doesn't give your brain a chance to be like, oh, that doesn't look right. That isn't what that person looks like. When in reality, it is what they look like. So your brain doesn't get a chance to correct it. Well, correct it. Because again, like you're not actually looking at what the person actually looks like. You're romanticizing it a bit. I think that nostril needs to be a bit bigger. this part of the nose needs just to come over some more. So this nostril actually comes up just a hair more than the other side does. Just a little bit. Brings us to the side of the nose. I curved that just a little bit too early. Nice thing, of course, about drawing is very easy to redraw something. Especially when you're just in the sketching stage like this. It's a little shaded part. Gets shaded in. Right. So I think that's the nose pretty much done. I mean, there's still some shading to happen, but now we move on to the most difficult part of the face. At least I find it the most difficult, the eyes. Windows to the soul. I don't know, I feel like The eyes or the nose is like usually like the easiest places to tell like when someone like messes up. These are very dark eyes. Oh, excuse me. This should be interesting. I'm gonna take a look from a distance here. I wonder if it would almost be easier to start with the eyebrows. Maybe. Maybe. This song has become my new obsession. Voyager by Dry Hope. God, I love this song. This is the first song that I usually listen to when I have to commute into work. It just sets like just a perfect tone for the day for me. So this eyebrow crosses over here. Right about there. And then the big crest of it happens just above the halfway point in the box. I feel like I didn't make that big enough, actually. Because it comes all the way up here. That comes down like basically like a full, like almost halfway. Yeah, I think we got it. I think we placed that right. Okay, so now that that's there, let's start shaping this eye. Start with the shadow first, but here's the third time for everything. Okay, so we've got actually a very good marker here. The white part of this eye actually starts basically in the middle of the box, which is very helpful, actually. I wasn't expecting that helpful a marker, but there it is. Excellent. It ends basically just short of a quarter of the way across. So like right about there. Some very robust eyelashes, which is good. It's key for keeping debris out of your eyes. Okay, so now from here, basically straight up from there, we go to hold on. I gotta do a check. Our first check on the eye. What happened there is the eyebrow is a bit more robust than I thought it was. Part of it needed to come down a little bit lower. I'm in that mode where I forget to talk because I'm focusing too hard. I think we might have to change things up just a little bit for this eye. But once I'm done parceling all this out, I'm gonna turn it around and see where we stand. We might also be all right. Sometimes it's hard to say. The actual corner of the eye on this side comes to about here. The eyelid. There. And that just kind of melts together in the darkness. But here, let's see how that looks in relation to everything. Actually, that line that I just did might actually just be aha. Pulling it up in the light makes it easier. Who would have thought? Holding a picture up in the light makes it easier to see what's going on. Who would have thought? I think that's pretty all right, actually. This needs to be toned down just a bit. I know I'm looking at this the right way around this time, but that's okay because I've got the basic shape of everything in. I can now kind of work off of that without worrying about my brain filling in the blanks. Which again, that's the major thing you want to avoid, is your brain just filling in stuff that isn't there. Once most of the stuff is there already and mapped out, it's easier, much easier for the brain to just kind of follow along with what you're actually seeing. Because it doesn't have to work as hard, because most of the hard work's already been done. Turns out when it comes to this kind of stuff, it's really just a process of tricking your brain into doing less work than it wants to do. But really, when you think about it, isn't that just kind of a lot of life, is just tricking your brain? Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. Over here, I'm just going to fill in some of this shadow here, where the nasolabial fold is. And this shadow here on the cheek to mark the upper border of that. All right. Well, we got one eye done. So now we just got to do the other eye, but that'll be for me to do off camera because it is about that time. The next time you see this figure, it'll be cut into strips so that we can paint it. We can get ready to paint it, but we made good progress. We didn't get an entire figure done in one stream, but you know what? That's okay. Really, all that's left is the right eye. And yeah, I'm liking how this turned out. I'm liking how this turned out. But yeah, thank you everybody. But let me put up the chat screen so that we can get a little closer to my face. There we go. But yeah, thank you everybody for coming in. I hope you enjoy it. And yeah, Gage, thank you again for the raid. Thank you for sharing your work with us. Very much appreciated. It was good to see everybody. Thank you for coming in, tuning in, chatting, lurking, whatever it is that you were doing. It's much appreciated. Next stream you see from me will be on Saturday. Like I said, we're going to... I've decided I'm not going to do a poll. We are going to work on this painting. We're going to try and paint all three figures, get that done all in one sweep on Saturday. That will probably start 11 a.m. Eastern, but it might be 10 a.m. Eastern. It depends on, I'm waiting on a call that'll be at like between 9 and 9:30 a.m. for some insurance stuff. All good stuff is just like insurance renewal. So I'm gonna get a call between 9 and 9:30, do all that, figure all that out. So if that ends quick enough, because what I'm gonna do is like at 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm gonna set everything up for stream. So if we end that quick enough and it's before 10, the stream will be at 10. If not, probably 10:30. And if it goes even later than 11, but I don't see the call going that long. So I'm aiming for starting the stream between 10 and 10:30. Check out the Discord, check out Blue Sky. You'll get a notification there. on when I plan on starting stream. And of course, because of Gage and the work that he did on Discord, it now pops up in the bot lets you know when I actually go live. But in case you missed the start of it, don't you worry. We're gonna be streaming for a lot longer than we usually do. Because my wife has first aid training that day, and that usually takes a while. So we're gonna be at the very least a 4 hour stream, probably longer, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But that'll be Saturday. Again, either 10 a.m. or 10:30 a.m. If things really get pushed, then 11 a.m. But I don't see it being pushed that far. But yeah, just check Discord and Blue Sky for the timing on that Saturday morning. If you have nothing else you're doing. But yeah, let's see who's doing what. Who is doing what? What y'all up to? Man, there's a lot of people streaming today. But in terms of art, I think we're gonna say hi to Lorelei's Lexicon. Yeah. Yeah, we said hi to Lorelei's Lexicon I think last week or the week before. Anyway, we're gonna go raid. And go raid them. So let me get this all set. Raid. There we go. All right. So yeah, thank you all for coming on in. Really do appreciate it again. Hopefully we'll see you this weekend. Hopefully we'll see you on Saturday when we do a big art stream. You're gonna start seeing videos disappear from my highlights. In case you're looking back on old streams, you're going to see a lot of them disappear within the next couple of days. Don't worry, everything that I have highlighted on Twitch is going to be on YouTube. And I'm going to spend like tonight, tomorrow night, and Saturday to upload everything. Anyone who's subscribed to me on YouTube is going to be very confused why they're getting spammed with my videos, but that's just the way it goes because I want to get it done. So if you don't see it and I'm basically anything that I upload is what I'm going to delete right then and there. So if you see it deleted in the highlights, you'll see it on YouTube, like basically. So, but yeah, let's go say hi to Lorelei and thank you again for coming in, and hopefully you have a fantastic rest of your day. Take it easy, everyone.